Hey man, you looking for some tips to get them crispity, crunchity vocals? Well, it ain't always about the technical stuff. Come on in here. Let's have a talk. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I am Wavy Wayne from Wavy.wav, and I got a really dope video lined up for y'all today. So make sure before I even start this video, y'all go ahead and hit that like button for your boy. And you know that if you one of them freeloaders who still ain't subscribed, I'll wait, or I'm gonna have them 100,000 other cats come and look for you and find you and smack you up. I'm just playing, y'all, but thanks anyway. All right, so this video today is going to be about 10 tips that I found to help to get much better sounding vocal recordings, man. Whether you're in your home studio, if you're in a professional studio, even if you're recording yourself, these are some tips that's going to definitely help to get you on the right path when it comes to tracking your vocals, all right? So unless y'all want to take a minute to pause and go to wavywayne.com and cop one of my recording and mixing templates, that's also going to help, and I'll tell you why on some of these little tips that I got here. Then we just gonna go ahead and get on to the video. So the first thing that I can think of is to make the client feel comfortable, man. Smile, right? That's one huge thing to break down the barriers of somebody who might be a little bit nervous about sharing their art, especially if they're working with you for the first time. You also want to make the environment comfortable, make it clean, right? Maybe even dim the lights a little bit, have a little water ready for them, or even some tea if you're working with a vocalist. Those seem like some small things, but they definitely go a long way. One other thing that I like to do is to make sure that the mic height is set, right? And I don't even have to do this by sizing the artists up. I can just look at them, and when they walk in the room, kind of guess where they are in relation to me. And when they walk in the booth, the mic height is already set. Or you can just go into their Wikipedia page, find out their exact height, and estimate where you're gonna set it up at too. That always works too. Another thing that's going to help a nervous artist is if you stay focused during the session and stay locked in into what they're actually doing. Don't get distracted too easily and let them see you on your phone and stuff like that. It'll make them even more tense, right? Maybe make them feel that what they're doing isn't right, or if it's not important enough for you to actually give them your full attention. So dedicate your full attention to whoever you are recording at that time, and I guarantee you it'll help them give a better performance. Also, be encouraging to the artist. Don't just tell them that that was a bad take. No matter how bad it was, there is always a way to do it, man. I call it the shit sandwich, right? The shit sandwich basically starts off to where you tell them some good things, right? You tell them something good like, hey, man, I really liked your emotion on that take. And then you add some shit in the middle like, yo, man, you could have really hit some of those, the timing could have been a little better, or the pitch could have been a little better. And then at the end of it, you put something else good, right? So you got the good, the bad, and then the good again. That's the shit sandwich, right? Try it. It's a great technique when it comes to working with artists. Another technique is to record and save everything, okay? No matter what, even if the artist says, don't record this, I'm just gonna be practicing. Make sure that you record anyway. Anytime that artist is in the booth and the music is playing, start recording on another track. They may hum something, they may say something, recommend something, add a harmony, who knows? Even if they're just listening back, man, I always keep a track recording no matter what. Anytime the song is playing and my artist is in the booth, I'm gonna be recording. You don't believe how many times an artist has finished something. It's like, what? You recorded that? Yes, I record everything. And then I play it back and they're like, wow, that actually sounded good. And we're going to roll with that take. So don't be afraid to record everything and save everything using playlists, man. I have a video that I'll link somewhere, maybe in the description or above here, right, that shows all about how to actually save and use playlists, and then later comp from those playlists to create an ultimate master take. But yes, record and save everything. Another tip that is kind of on the technical side is don't record too loudly. Man, you cannot go back from distortion or clipped recordings, right? There's no need to record so loudly anymore, right? We definitely want to record a nice, strong, healthy signal, but you want to stay away from the ceiling. Make sure you're not recording too loudly. Give yourself some room for those more exciting, more louder sections so that they don't get distorted, but also stay away from recording signals too quiet. But more dangerous that we have to focus on today is recording too loudly, especially in the digital realm. That clipping, it's just going to sound nasty and make your recording sound amateur right off the jump. Another technique that you guys can use is to move the microphone away from hard surfaces, or treat your room or use a reflection filter. So many of us are recording in our homes or bedrooms or something, and we somehow got the idea that recording in a closet is a good idea, right? Now, it can be a good idea, especially if that closet is filled with clothes, but don't go emptying out your closet and put a microphone in there, and now you're surrounded by all these hard reflective surfaces. Step away from the wall. Use the middle of the room if your room isn't treated very in a great way. And you can also use reflection filters. Man, I use reflection filter in my own setup, and it works. It just works. Okay, so use one of those. They even have these little cat eyeballs, but you want to eliminate some of the unwanted room ambience and room sounds. Right, it might be also a good idea for you to turn your air conditioner off, right, and stuff like that. Shut the baby up so that they ain't goddamn crying in the background. All that stuff is gonna help you. Another tip is going to be to use closed back headphones. Open back headphones are good for, what the hell are open back headphones good for? Just letting the sound escape and be all out in the room? Maybe it lets your ears breathe a little bit more, but other than that, there's no real need for you to even buy some open back headphones, man. You want to keep that music contained inside your ears, okay? So especially if you are going to be recording, you don't want headphone bleed to happen in the studio. A lot of us are going to be recording and monitoring in the same room as our client, especially in smaller project studio setups. Use headphones. I have to add this in because I've received sessions where it just sounds like pretty much there's a speaker playing the song and the beat in the same room at the same time they recording. And yeah, I had to find some way to make it work. You know, your boy Wavy gonna make it work, but it's definitely not ideal, man. So use headphones when you're recording, close back headphones, and try to make sure that you're not getting too much bleed from the headphones into the microphone. It just helps to get a much cleaner overall recording. All right, so another tip, and this is probably one of my favorite tips on this list, is to chase the feeling, not perfection in the performance, all right? Now, let's just be honest here. You're gonna work with some singers or rappers who just not that good. Their timing might not be that good. Their pitch might not be that good. You can't teach them how to do what they do during your 2-hour or 4-hour session. There's no way you're gonna make a singer a better singer, right? But what you can do is encourage them, like I said before, to give their best take, and then look for the feeling and the emotion attached to each take versus it being technically perfect, okay? Especially once you realize that, hey, this artist has some technical issues that we can't work through in this session, but what we're gonna do is make sure that they feel comfortable with what they're putting out and that we're getting the feeling that they intended. Now, obviously, they've been in the house singing in that bathroom, and for some reason, the shit sound better in the bathroom than when they come in the studio, right? But they will be able to hear themselves, man, and coach them and guide them through it. But chase that feeling, the right feeling for the record, and don't try to be so perfect on pitch correction because we have software that can do that, or timing. We have stuff that can correct that. But one thing that we cannot correct is going to be the feeling of the record, the emotion that they put into their delivery. One thing that I always see a rapper do when they walk in the studio is start moving the pop filter and stuff and putting it right up against the microphone. They basically eliminating the whole need for the pop filter anyway, right? So one other technique is to make sure that your pop filter is placed and set up correctly, and that maybe even your client sees you intentionally adjust it in front of them so that they know, hey, I put this here intentionally, right? A good rule of thumb or fist, I always say, is you want about a fist distance in between the microphone and pop filter to separate those plosives, okay? And that will help to keep the artist away from the mic as well, right? If the artist gets too close to the mic, mic and start hogging down on that microphone, you can start to really get some unwanted proximity effect. Now, that could be something that you want, but you need to make sure you're controlling the sound, right? Most mics will generally work best at about a foot distance away from the actual source, depending on what you micing. But yes, for most vocals, give it about 8 to 12 inches away from the actual microphone, and that will get you a much better, cleaner sound. Don't let the artist hog right up on the microphone, you feel me? The next technique that I'm gonna point out is to choose the right microphone for the job. Now, people often ask me in all of the different groups and in comments on these YouTube videos, yo, Wavy, what's a good vocal mic? I have my favorites, of course, but there are so many different styles of singers and styles of songs that one mic is not going to cover everything. Now, there are some great all-around vocal mics that you can choose, man. In general, I would recommend, obviously, for vocals, a large diaphragm condenser or a tube microphone that's going to give you that large diaphragm, large capsule is what you want to kind of go for most vocals. But now within that kind of blanket, there's so many different styles and variations of microphones that really you have to choose the right microphone that's going to fit the artist, fit the mood, and fit the style that you're going for. So don't be afraid to start a collection of different microphones and try them out. If you have time before a session, or maybe you can tell the client, hey, arrive 20 minutes early to the session. I want to try out a couple different mics on you to find out which one is going to work better for our recording today, and then go from there. And then once you work with that client again, you'll know the microphone that kind of works best with their vocal style, and you can go ahead and choose that one and have it ready for them. Before I give y'all this last tip, I want y'all to make sure you go to wavywayne.com because I am open up for mixing services. I had stopped for a minute and I'm like, man, your boy Wavy too busy. But now I'm back open to accepting mixing projects. So if you got a song that you recorded yourself in your home studio and you want to get it mixed by your boy Wavy, then go ahead and visit wavywayne.com. Click on the section that says mixing services, and then you can go ahead and request a quote, and I'll get back to you and hopefully work with you on your next hit. Man, let's go to the Grammys together, me and you. All right, the last tip that I'm gonna give y'all today is to record with effects. Now, this kind of goes back to the first tip, which is making the artist feel comfortable, but having some reverb in the headphones. Maybe not delay. Sometimes delay will be a little too much, especially depending on the type of delay. If you got a long quarter note delay happening while they trying to sing or rap, it can definitely throw them off a little bit. But at least have a little reverb. It's gonna make the recording feel a lot more natural and give the singer more confidence versus hearing their old dry vocals. Another technique that I like to use too is to actually record with auto-tune, man. And this is an even great technique for struggling singers. I'll put the auto-tune on there so that they can actually, with a relatively fast retune speed, even though they might not keep that in the final production, but it allowed them for the first few takes to hear how the auto-tune is changing or correcting their pitch, and force them, if they don't want that sound, that tune sound, they'll force them to hit the right notes and stop the pitch bending and all of that stuff. So using effects effectively can be a great technique in getting the proper vocal sound that you actually want. Speaking of using effects, did you know that wavywayne.com has all kind of templates with recording and mixing effects already set up? All you got to do is go to the website, click on which one you want, hit download, and it'll pop up right there instantly in your DAW. Maybe not just like that, but just like that, all right? Visit wavywayne.com, cop one of my session recording and mixing templates, and save yourself some time and frustration in the studio. Yeah. Thanks for watching this video. If you still ain't subscribed, I know you want to now, so go ahead, click that red button down there and hit a thumbs up on this video. Leave a comment with some more tips, because I'm sure y'all got some more tips to help people out, man. So what's some of your favorite vocal recording tips or techniques? Let's talk about it down in the comments and make this whole thread a page of resources for all the mixing, recording engineers out there, all right? Thanks for watching. Be dope.